Hello guys, I'm here, Pokemon here. Today we're doing another battle match video. Today's battle match will be Monokuma from Danganronpa vs. Korosensei from Assassination Classroom. So let's get into the connections. Both of them are two teachers who look like animals but actually aren't. Monokuma is a robot and Korosensei is actually a human fused with antimatter. So yeah, both are commonly shown with large permanent smiles on their faces, even when they're angry. Both are technically the antagonists of the series, in a sense, as the main goal of Assassination Classroom is to kill Korosensei, and Monokuma put everyone in the killing game. So yeah, both of them are completely different in ways of teaching. Monokuma encourages the students to kill each other without actually teaching them anything, while Korosensei actually teaches them how to kill, but encourages them not to. So contrast with the students, Monokuma's students are the ultimates who have extreme talent, extremely good at something. And while Korosensei teaches E-class, and an E-class is basically just like the rebels, like the bad students in school. So yeah. Both of them also known for using the speed and wacky abilities fight instead of raw strength. So yeah, I honestly really like this matchup. So let's just get into who wins. With some minor advantages. Korosensei, he was a master assassin known as the Reaper, and with his years of being an assassin, he should be more skilled, more experience, and have better battle intelligence, as he knows how to, do assassination techniques and fight better. While Monokuma is controlled by Junko, who, one of her many talents, is being the ultimate analyst, which allows her to analyze extremely well, which should give Monokuma an general intelligence advantage. So, yeah. Normally I would go into abilities, but honestly, I should save that for later, since that's the main crux of this matchup. So let's get into stats. With speed, there's two ways to interpret it. There's the higher end speeds versus the main speed feats. So let's go into the main speed feats. Korosensei's speed feats, he was able to catch up with someone said to move at Mach 40, which is impressive, but Monokuma was able to keep up with Muko Ikusaba, who was so fast that she saw bullets as if they were stopped in time, which is massively faster than Mach 40, okay? It's like in a Mach 1000 and whatnot, okay? So Monokuma is faster if you use the base speeds, but if you use the higher end speed feeds, then the speeds are around equal. Korosensei was able to dodge a laser moving at light speed, and shield Monokuma, which should have the same overall physical stats as a regular Monokuma, was able to block a shot from the hacking gun. And the hacking gun shoots code in the form of light energy, or electromagnetic wave, which is light. So both should get to around light speed, okay? Let's talk about the physical strength. For Korosensei, his best strength feat is creating a massive tornado, which should get to around launch building a city block level. Or for Monokuma, his best strength feats come from him almost one-shotting Nekomaru. Nekomaru was able to took a city block level dump. You know what I mean? So took a dump which destroyed most of a building and several power force, which count to around city block level, and that's just a fraction of Nekomaru's power. Monokuma was able to almost one-shot him with a laser. So Monokuma should massively upscale from that. Meanwhile, Monokuma is most likely stronger. Monokuma also has access to the Big Bang Monokuma, who's just the raw power of her head blasting off. Was able to split several clouds, which was count to around town level. So yeah, Monokuma does have stats, okay? They're around equal in speed, but Monokuma is just way stronger, okay? So yeah, let's go into the abilities. With Korosensei, a lot of his stuff is like have like a downside to them, like he can regenerate, molt, but with this regeneration and molting, it can decrease speed. Korosensei can create tornadoes, as I previously mentioned, and he can create a massively powerful laser, which is one of his strongest attacks. So there's that. With Monokuma, he has a lot of clones of himself, and I mean a lot, okay? He was stated to have 10 to the 60th power clones of himself, which is in like the Novemdecillions, which is a lot, okay? It's 60 zeros, okay? Well, this did take, well, that was a statement taken from a virtual world. It's, so you could argue that it shouldn't be taken like that, but Monokuma still has a ton of clones, and as shown in real life, as shown in Ultra Despair Goals. In the prologue, you see Kamaru in the center, and a ton of Monokuma circle around her, and that's probably like hundreds, if not thousands of them there. And that's just including like regular Monokumas. There's several different types of Monokumas. Some with flamethrowers, jetpacks, some can shoot bombs, some with sirens on the head, some have shields, some are just round and ball shaped, some are like beast Monokumas and can be strong. They're very long. There's also the Big Bang Monokuma, which is a massive Monokuma around the size of a skyscraper, which has a massive scepter and is the strongest Monokuma there is. So yeah, Korosensei is kind of screwed, if I'm being honest. I like Korosensei a lot, but like he's weaker than he's physically weaker than Monokuma. So he will already have trouble defeating one Monokuma, but Monokuma has a ton, but he would even have even more trouble with Monokuma's army of clones of himself. So yeah, Monokuma just has a ton of themselves, which would just ultimately overwhelm Korosensei. But Korosensei does have 2 win cons that could potentially allow him to win. So let me just tackle both of them. First of them is his absolute defense form, which allows him to basically take almost no damage and is strong enough to take a nuke, which gets to around city level, which is over 1,000 times greater than Big Bang Monokuma's feat. So he would be able to take all Monokuma's attacks, but he wouldn't be able to attack back, as he's basically unable to move, and unable to do any damage. So it would just be like a stalemate for 24 hours, because that's how long the form lasts. So it really just wouldn't help him that much. And honestly, how Monokuma could just, easier to hit. And one thing that could ultimately defeat the defense form is being launched into space, which Korosensei did say could happen, and Monokuma has 2 executions, which literally send a person into space. So Monokuma does have the ability to send Korosensei into space and trap him in there, meaning that Korosensei Korosensei would just leave himself open, not be able to move, and going to absolute defense form would just honestly give Monokuma an advantage. So it would ultimately be worthless, in my opinion. But Korosensei does have one other win cons that I mentioned earlier, which would be able to end the fight, which is his anti-matter self-destruction, which will say to be powerful enough to destroy a planet. While Korosensei would die, he would technically kill Monokuma first, right? And I would personally count that as a win for Korosensei, so yeah, he could potentially do it. But the problem with that is that it has to take place on his life expectancy date, is March 13th of a year. I honestly don't know. Which is a very specific date, and for him to use it would mean that the final round would take place on that exact date, which is honestly extremely unlikely. And even if it did happen, Monokuma could just kill him before he activates it. So, yeah, Korosensei is primarily immune to most forms of attacks, like how he's able to like melt bullets and stuff like that. He does need specialized weapons to kill him, but Monokuma is just strong enough and versatile enough to just overwhelm him to kill him, and even so, I could just still just trap him into space. So, yeah. Korosensei is a strong character, and I really do like him and wish he won, but Monokuma just has much better stats and abilities and could just has several ways to just end the fight before Korosensei could set off his self-destruction. So yeah, Korosensei could win the fight with his self-destruction, but because of specifics that would take place for that and Monokuma's overwhelming power and versatility, Monokuma would ultimately win. So yeah, the winner of this battle match is Monokuma from Danganronpa. So yeah. Peace guys, remember, keep on playing, Bladers.